The sky matched the child's silence, gray, still, uncertain. Their shoes squeaked softly on the tile floor. They walked just behind their guardian, head lowered. A new school, a new class, but the same quiet weight in their chest. They didn't look around, didn't speak, just walked, hoping to go unnoticed. The classroom walls bloomed with colors. Bright posters, cheerful drawings, smiling suns. But the child only saw the floor tiles. "This is our new friend," the teacher said gently. No name spoken, no greeting returned. The other children whispered, stared, wondered. The quiet child simply sat, still and silent. Laughter echoed, wild and free. Shoes stomped across pavement. Voices sang out. The child sat still, alone on a splintered bench, a stick in hand. They traced endless circles in the dirt, round and round, wordless and invisible. Some watched, but no one approached. Paintbrushes danced across the tables. Children dipped, splashed, giggled. But the child sat still, blank paper, untouched. A rainbow spilled across the room, but not to their desk. They stared at the white page like it was a wall. The teacher walked by quietly, said nothing, and the child stayed in the silence. Cleanup time hummed with chatter. The quiet child began to stack brushes, slowly, methodically. Then, a soft rustle. A piece of paper landed on their desk. A drawing. 2 stick figures, smiling, holding hands. Colorful swirls filled the sky around them. The artist, a child with a crooked smile, nodded and walked away. For the first time, the silent child looked up. The room bustled with noise, but the child sat frozen. They held the drawing delicately, like a leaf in wind. Their fingers traced the curved smiles, the hands. A warmth bloomed in their chest, small but sure. They tucked the drawing into their notebook. Their eyes lifted again, this time with curiosity. The crayon sat like unopened treasure. They reached for one, read, then paused. A breath, then a line, another, a figure, a sun, a smile. Their hand grew steadier, colors bolder. The silence remained, but something had cracked open. The bench looked smaller now. They clutched a folded paper behind their back. The artist child looked up, surprised. No words, just a quiet offering of the drawing. 2 figures again, but now holding stars. The message was clear, even without voices. A smile was exchanged. A spark caught. Brush met brush, color met color. One drew in sweeping arcs, the other in tiny details. They didn't talk, but they didn't need to. Their mural grew, trees, stars, laughter and paint. Classmates watched, drawn to the scene. Friendship had found its voice, in color. The final bell had rung, but the teacher stayed behind. She pulled out a gold marker. 2 names, side by side, under the mural's glow. The children watched from the doorway. No words, just eyes full of meaning. The silence that once divided them now carried something whole. The rain tapped gently on the windows. School was out, the courtyard slick with puddles. One child held an umbrella, eyes searching. Then a gesture, offering the handle. They walked side by side, one silent, one smiling. No words spoken. Still, everything was said. Parents filtered in, voices full of praise. The mural stood tall, colors glowing under the lights. The silent child's guardian leaned in. A small hand reached out, pointing to a corner of the mural. Their work, their voice, visible. The guardian's eyes shimmered. The room buzzed with brushes and laughter. A new student sat stiff, unsure. The child noticed the same stillness they once carried. A hand extended, a crayon offered. The gesture echoed the one that once reached them. A cycle of kindness had begun. The teacher pinned up the last piece. The board read, "Voices in color." Each drawing was a whisper, a shout, a song. Among them, 2 names, 2 styles, 1 story. A story that began in silence but ended in connection. The hallway glowed with end-of-year sunshine. Drawings lined the walls, like memories in motion. 2 children walked together, arms brushing. One smiled gently. The other returned it. A year ago, they shared only silence. Now, they shared something deeper. The flyer fluttered on the board, bright with paint splashes. "Summer Art Camp," it read. One child pointed. The other lit up. No words, just excitement buzzing between them. A new chapter was waiting, with colors still to come. Paint pooled on palettes, sun on their shoulders. They painted side by side, no longer afraid. One brush met another in mid-air. They laughed, freely, finally. The air was full of chatter, but their quiet bond remained steady. The class hushed as the child stepped forward. A paper trembled in their hands. They cleared their throat. "Thank you for drawing me in." "Noi, Chiwayem." The teacher blinked. The room exhaled. Their friend smiled wide, proud and patient. Words had returned, carried by trust. The hallway had a new centerpiece. 2 figures, hand in hand beneath a rainbow. Bold strokes, soft edges. 2 names below. Students paused to admire it. A story told in silence, now forever on display. The yearbook page glowed with meaning, the color between words. The headline read, below, 2 children, hands raised, palms stained with paint. No need for a caption. Their journey was written in every hue. Together, they had painted a path through silence.